Every night, my grandpa would come home from the workshop and hand my uncle, his eldest, a shiny new tool, a perfect wrench, a calibrated level, a hammer with a polished hickory handle. For me, his youngest, just ruffle my hair. Maybe tomorrow, he'd say, but his eyes were always on my brother. It was clear who he was building his legacy for. We grew up. Grandpa got older, his hands a little less steady. On his 70th birthday, we threw him a big party in the backyard he always used to tend. My uncle, beaming, presented 2 huge boxes. Inside was a brand new, top-of-the-line riding lawnmower and a full set of power tools. So you can take it easy, Pop, he announced. Grandpa's face lit up. Now this is a son who knows his old man, he boomed, clapping my uncle on the back. Then everyone looked at me. I walked over and handed him a small, heavy cardboard box, stained with a little grease. This is for you, Grandpa. He opened it. Inside was a single, old, slightly rusty hammer. The room got quiet. A hammer? Grandpa said, his voice cold. I have a dozen hammers. Your brother just gave me a tractor. When will you ever measure up? My uncle chuckled. Some of us build empires, little brother. Others just have scrap. The words hit me like a physical blow. I just nodded, turned around, and left my own family's party. A year later, a man in a suit showed up at Grandpa's door. The bank was foreclosing. Turns out, my uncle had taken a second mortgage out on Grandpa's house to fund his big deals and buy those flashy gifts. He'd vanished, leaving Grandpa with nothing but debt. The house, the land his own father had built on, was gone. Grandpa was utterly shattered. The next morning, a courier dropped off a thick envelope. Inside was a set of blueprints and a property deed. The title was in my grandfather's name. Confused, he drove to the address. It was a beautiful piece of land on the outskirts of town with a small, perfectly built cottage on it. Sitting on the front porch was that same rusty hammer. Taped to the handle was a note. Grandpa, this was the first hammer you ever owned. The one you used to build this family's life. I've been working nights at the shop, saving every penny to buy this land and build you this home. It's yours, free and clear. The hammer was just to see if you remember. I wanted to give you something you built yourself, not something bought with a loan. I just wanted to be your son, not his shadow.